Estimados estudiantes. Okay. Well, we're in a very different situation that I would think will be come this almost middle of the month of April, but we're going to start again having some structure on regular classes together. So we're gonna have to live with a different environment during this period, because we are not going to have face-to-face classes. We're going to have distant learning classes that are remote, that are virtual. So first of all, let's learn a couple of English words that are going to be very important during these times of the distant learning. The first one is synchronous, and the second one is asynchronous. So very similar. Both are coming from the Greek chronos, which means time. So synchronous is that things happen at the same time. We're all together. We're doing things real time. And asynchronous means the opposite, that things are not happening at the same time. So we are not doing things together at the same time. So we're going to be doing both things during these following 7 weeks that we're going to do the distant learning. We are going to have classes online. So how and when are we going to have synchronous distant learning? So we're meeting together. That's going to happen with Zoom, and we have scheduled a time to meet for our period, fifth period, 1:15 to 1:50 every Wednesday. Also, we can meet during office hours that are every day from 11 to 12. This is optional. It's a time you can use, and you're encouraged to use whenever you have a question, whenever you want to review something with me. I'll be there for you. So what is this Zoom we're talking about? Well, probably you know already. It's this app, video conference app, that is being used a lot recently. And this is what we're going to use to meet. And I will set up the meetings, but probably you will need to download the app. So make sure you have that before Wednesday. Probably you're going to use it in other classes. Okay, Choppy wants to say hi to everybody. Hello, this is my Spanish 2 class. Hi, say hi. Okay, that was Choppy. That was our little doggy. So we're going to have these meetings together online through this video conference tool, Zoom. And what are we going to have to keep in mind while we're doing this? So a little bit of etiquette. So in general, behave as though you were in class. Respect the others like you will be doing when we're together in the classroom. There's no difference. If you are asked to write or speak during the time we're together, stay on topic. Don't use others' time with things that are irrelevant, or maybe offensive. That applies to the chat that we are going to have open during that time, and if you participate speaking. So we are going to see you if you decide to use the video at home. Try to dress appropriately. If you prefer not to show your image, you have the option not to show your video. You don't connect your video and we won't see you. And avoid distractions, please. Try to live like you will be doing in class. I know you will be doing it. Your cell phone and any other distraction. Don't multitask. Okay, the asynchronous distant learning, how is that going to happen? Well, that's the time you're going to do some assignments, but also I'm going to give you some lessons that are going to be in the format of Edpuzzle, which you're already familiar with. So I'm going to give you 1 or 2 mini lessons apart from the time we meet. The time we meet, I will use it more for review and for us to practice things or to resolve some doubts or questions. The time when I'm going to give you content is going to be more during these Edpuzzles mini lessons. So these mini lessons are, as you know, with Edpuzzle an assignment. So you're going to have questions to answer while you're watching the video, like is going to happen or is happening already in this video I'm recording. So, as you know, we have a new schedule for all the periods during the week. All your periods are meeting just once a week as a period, and then you have other opportunities to reach out to your teachers. So, our new schedule is as following. As we mentioned, we're going to meet through Zoom on Wednesdays 1:15 to 1:50. Then there's a time the following day on Thursdays when sometimes I may ask you to do some group work, so with your classmates. That time is from 9 to 9:35, and again, office hours every day, 11 to 12. As we were doing before when we were meeting every day, but especially now, it's important for you to check your email from the district and to check Google Classroom, because that's where I'm going to post everything. So you'll find your assignments and announcement over there. So make sure you're checking it every day, because that's the new school. So it's very important that you're checking what is there for all your classes, not just for mine. Un chiste. That grade is so unfair. She skipped right over E. Okay, so the grades. Well, I think you're aware that most likely the semester grade will be just a pass, no pass. There's not going to be letter grades, no F, no E, no A's, sorry. It's still to be confirmed by the Board of Education, but probably this is the way it's going to be. You're going to have some assignments during this period, but there are going to be very few tests and projects. So your grade is not going to change that much. If you're passing the class, it's very, very, very unlikely that you're going to fail the class at this point. But keep in mind, especially if you want to continue next year in Spanish 3, that you want to continue your progress in Spanish. And we have lost some weeks, and we want to end the year, well, making sure that your Spanish is ready for next year. So that's a little bit the importance of doing your best during these 7 weeks. I will consider in the grade, now we don't have a participation exactly as we have it before, but I will consider your engagement in all this distant learning. And engagement is not only going to be that you are present in our Zoom sessions, which it may not happen, maybe in your personal circumstances at home, you cannot use the computer at the exact time when our class is scheduled. So I will understand that completely. But there are other ways you can be engaged with the class, completing the assignments, submitting things, asking questions, reaching out when you have a problem during office hours. All that will be considered engagement. Also, I want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to make up work, especially the assessments. That is the most important part, and if you were missing assessments before March 13th, that may be the cause your grade was not a passing grade. So let's find a way that you can still pass the class and make up some of these projects or assessments that you miss. So check in student view, check what you're missing. If you have incompletes, that's the very important thing to clear, and talk to me, email me, or connect with me during office hours, so we can arrange how to make up that. Sometimes it's not going to be so straightforward because it's a different situation, and the test or that you miss, we'll have to figure out how you can make it up. For the week that is coming, the week of the April 13th until the 17th, you have a few things to do for Spanish class. So we're going to start not right away, but in the following week, in 2 weeks, a unit on childhood. That's going to be the end of our semester, and we're working on that during these 7 weeks. But we want to give a closure to the unit that we couldn't really finish. I'm not going to give you tests on that unit, except for the project that you were assigned before we left. So some of you were reaching out to me and worried about the deadline that I set it up a little bit tentatively last week. No, I think this week. But you're going to have extra time to finish this project, but I think many of you have it done or is in a good position, so you still have a complete week to finish it. Okay? All the information is in Google Classroom. Again, if you have doubts, you can reach me. So the project is going to be due Thursday 16th, next Thursday. And then you have this puzzle to complete. Try to complete it before we meet on Wednesday, so you're prepared, because this is giving you a little bit of the overview of how we're going to be doing things. So it's important that you know that before we meet, and that way, if you have questions, we can solve them before that meeting or during that meeting. So, gracias. That's all for today. Now, if you have questions or comments, as I was mentioning, you can do different things. You can either email me, you can also connect with me during office hours, 11 to 12, it starts on Monday. If you prefer, you can keep them for Wednesday. Ask me on Wednesday when we meet during our period. Or you can use this puzzle. I'm going to create a little space where you can write down your questions or thoughts. Okay? Thank you, and stay healthy and safe.